Yo, it's SmallmouthCrush, epic day today. We're doing the intro now because it was crazy. $600-700 a bait stuck in wood, rods thrown in the water, dude jumping in the lake. We're gonna talk all about it. That's all coming up. Yo, I made it. I'm here somewhere in North Carolina with my boy.
Do you hear banjo music?
Not yet, dude. This is awesome.
Thankfully, we're not that close or far from banjo music.
Well, here's where the magic happens. Who we got here?
Dream Catcher's Fishing Supply.
And the German Shorthair.
That's right, she's a sweetheart. Her name's Neary.
Come here, girl.
That's right, we gotta market the perch.
Oh yeah.
The big bass.
Nice. Hey, buddy. Come here. Hi. Are we gonna go catch some big bass today?
So we better.
We will. Bam. Oh, dude, this is way bigger than I expected.
Oh, really?
This is legit, dude.
Yeah,
Whoa.
we try to stay on top of the game with everything from
Damn.
JDM stuff.
I see that. Look at this craziness.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
That's right.
It's ringing already. All right, super excited. So I'm actually on my way to Lake Chickamauga for a tournament. The ABA championship starts. Practice starts in a couple days. Thought I'd come down early, hang out with Austin, throw some big swim baits, get my man card, as he would say.
Okay.
Oh, maybe I can throw some finesse baits today. We'll see what happens. Conditions look good. Whoa. I used to have the German Shorthair too. Ooh. Yeah, I did. So much tackle. Well, we made it. We drove through the mountains. We went pretty country, dude. I'm digging it down here.
I was
man.
actually going to stop at one of those pull-offs so you could snap some pics. It's pretty mountain.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Different. You can tell by there's different climates. You know, some of the leaves and stuff are just turning green, and some it's like totally bare. That's pretty cool. The German Shorthair is coming with us today, and we're gonna go catch some big giant bass, hopefully. So today our goal is to catch a big fish on a big glide bait. We have a variety of different glide baits that we'll talk about. You got a special expensive one that he didn't tie on my rod, so
That's right.
not good.
After watching his casting, he probably won't get it tied on in 2 years.
I hit 2 docks so far.
3.
3. But I'm sure you're gonna hit one too.
I probably will.
You'll hit one, I guarantee it. And so it's the perfect time of the year right now for swim baits, simply because these fish are moving up. We actually saw a spotted bass on a bed earlier today. And so there's definitely gonna be some fish staging, moving up, getting ready to spawn. Sun's out, at least somewhat right now, warming up. Perfect conditions, beautiful country.
That's right.
Come on. Ain't that right?
Emery's like, yeah, that's right. We in Georgia.
We're in Georgia, bro?
Across the state lines. You have your Georgia fishing license?
I thought it was North Carolina. I'm screwed.
This is a reciprocating state.
Oh, okay.
Or lake, rather.
Georgia.
That's right. That sounded good. You gotta work on it.
I'm in Georgia.
All right. So a lot of times, just what I'm doing, big fish live on big structure. Big fish live where you think they live. They just see a jig, a shaky head. They see a lot of things. And don't get me wrong, you can catch big fish on it. But a lot of times, like this is just a huge dock. It provides a huge amount of shade. There's black floats which retain heat when the sun's up. And essentially, I'm throwing this big bait down the sides of these things, and I'm trying to draw a giant out of where they live. And this is called a glide bait. A glide bait usually is a bait that has one joint in it. In the middle of it, there's like a ratio. It should be about 3/5 front. You can see the teeth marks just chewed on this bait. But 3/5 front, 2/5 back. And this one specifically is a depth 250. This is an OG. You hear a lot of guys in the swim bait game, they're like, oh, new, is it new or OG? And a lot of people, I feel like, don't even know what the heck makes a bait an OG versus a new. But these baits were actually produced in the basement of a guy's house in Japan, and he used to make them with a resin Oh shoot, they're on to me. I stole
They're
it.
on.
But these are a resin bait, and then the new ones, Depths was bought out by Optimum Baits, and or I guess Optimum Baits is their big distribution company in America. But anyways, now that's a plastic injected mold, so these ones are a little more durable. I'm literally looking at a bass right there. I'm gonna try to slide this under the dock right here. And you know, just like anything, I've been doing this for a long time, so I feel confident I can skip this. This is probably the one that I smoked the dock. But get it way up under there. And work it out. And what I like to do is I like to keep it in sight visually this time of the year, because there's just so many fish that get up and feed. But the biggest mistake guys make is when they get a big follower, they stop it. Like even Travis earlier was like, "Ooh, there's a follower," and just stopped. He froze up. But I always tell people, how often do you see a big bait fish or a shad, you know, whatever it is, that just stops when they're getting chased? They don't. They're trying to cut and weave and dodge and move to try to really throw that bass off so they don't get eaten. So the big key is when I get a follower, I'll actually speed up that retrieve and do some hard twitches and cuts and really trying to get that bait to move and act all kinds of crazy. A lot of times, just like that, I'm working that hard cuts under that dock, trying to move a lot of water. The deal with these baits is they have so much draw power. You could imagine when this thing's gliding back and forth, that tail is moving so much water, and those fish feel that with their lateral line. So a big fish, right, it feeds, how a big fish feeds, right? It feeds totally off efficiency. I always tell people, like, when people get old, why don't they cut the lawn, right? It's because they want to be efficient with their energy. Bass are the same way. They want to be efficient. If they can eat one big meal rather than go chase 500 little bait fish, man, they will just sit on their tail, especially big largemouth. So you're just fishing for a different caliber fish. We're out here today. There's days I've literally caught 30 fish a day on a glide bait when the conditions are right. Today, honestly, it's overcast. We've kind of had some funky weather, a lot of rain. Conditions aren't the most favorable, but we're just going for one bite. Caught a 7 yesterday and trying to duplicate it today. So stick with us.
Get on it.
Another thing, this is a rainbow trout swim bait, you know, rainbow trout color, and a lot of guys get super caught up on color, and the reality is color really does not matter. I mean, I always try to, dude, there's the dock.
You finally got one. That counts, dude.
Does that count?
That counts.
It went right in that styrofoam. Who puts styrofoam on?
I don't know.
Anyway.
People from Georgia.
Yeah, right. So anyways, a lot of guys get caught up on color, and the reality is you want to match the hatch. I always tell people, I think it helps, but man, I've been on so many lakes, from Lake Douglas in Tennessee to Smith Mountain in Virginia, where I'm throwing a big trout colored swim bait, and let me tell you something, there ain't no trout in those lakes, and the fish eat them up. You know, I tell people, you know, it's just the action, that big side-to-side action. You think about a big walking bait gliding on top of the water. You know, it's essentially a giant walking bait that imitates a monstrous bait fish. So, you know, that action really draws the fish and entices the fish to bite. You know, color helps. You know, if you think it helps, it helps. But I'm here to tell you, you know, if you can get your hand on a good swim bait, which we have at Dreamcatchers Fishing, you know, a lot of guys get wigged out. Oh, it's not the color I'm looking for, and man, I've caught fish on yellow perch colored glide baits on places that don't have yellow perch in them. And, you know, it can definitely be one of those things that guys get freaked out about, but a lot of times they just eat the action. And there's a bunch of different actions on glide baits. There's some that kind of turn on their side and glide down. There's some that stay very vertical and glide hard side to side. You know, there's some like a Mega Bass 262 eye slide is actually, I mean, it's essentially an 11-inch jerk bait. I take the thing and I literally snap it, and it glides 4 foot from side to side. So all of them have different actions, and that's important. Sometimes the fish want a little different action. You know, I'm pretty simple, so I stick to a few of them. We carry them. Call us 828-354-0250. Visit us, dreamcatcherguides.com. But you know, I try to keep a pretty simple approach to my swim bait game. And you know, when you're casting these things, a lot of guys, you know, it's a big bait. That's a 7-ounce lure. This is a Daiwa Tatuli Elite Ish Monroe swim bait rod. It throws up to 10 ounces. But you know, a lot of guys want to know how to throw them, and honestly, it's just a lob. The harder you try to throw it, I mean, you're gonna get a workout in regardless. But you know, I can take something like this with an 8-foot rod, holding the butt of it, and literally just lobbing it. I mean, that's a 30-yard cast right there, and that's all you need. And the big thing too is, I always try to, I think accuracy matters. Obviously in open water, or if I'm fishing a point, it doesn't necessarily matter. But accuracy matters when I'm fishing docks, because a lot of times those big females, those big ones that are coming up there staging, they don't want to come out into the light. They're just vulnerable. They're finicky fish. You know, they just kind of live in undercover in the quietness of the cover, but in the darkness of the cover. But you want to keep that bait in their strike zone. You bring it out, a lot of times you'll get them follow it. Don't get me wrong, and I've had plenty of them eat it out in open water. But a lot of times I'm trying to present that bait to them where they live. So casting accuracy matters. And you know, once again, a lot of guys get wigged out by the splash. I think some of the big fish really like it, because they get they're like, what the heck was that? I think bass are curious creatures a lot of times. This bait actually alone makes me think bass are curious creatures, but love it. It's my favorite kind of bite. It's a great way. You know, people ask, can you win a tournament totally on a glide bait? And the answer is 100% yes. It's a tool in the toolbox. But to me, the glide bait not only is a trophy hunter's weapon of choice, but it's also, hey, I've got, you know.
There he is. Oh, dude, you freaked me out.
I don't know what the heck it was, dude. It just like...
You freaked me out.
I can't see up under there.
Dude, I was like, for real?
Well, I don't know what I'm stuck on.
I don't know, but we got to get that bait back. That's a $300+ bait. OG. Don't get nervous. We'll get it back, guys.
Oh, it's a cable. I see it now.
Yeah, you'll get her.
Yeah. When I set the hook, dude, I was like,
Right?
I'm like, dude, it's freaking just jiving the deep water. I'm like, holy freaking crap. Turn.
You
Still under it, it's way under it.
You saw one? Talk to me. What are you doing?
So a lot of times they'll follow it, and he kind of was nonchalant, but I started making it look crazy, like a dying bait, but he's still under it.
He's still under it.
Followed super behind it, but a lot of times, I'm telling you, man, these fish get so mesmerized by how much power is on the action, like, and how much water it's moving, they just get kind of cheese-headed. You know, when you eat too much macaroni and cheese and you're just like, they just feel this bait. A lot of times they follow, they'll hit it right next to the boat, man. I figure these figure 8 big bass, just like muskie, big dock like this, getting a big parallel cast is really good, right? You think about it, like, this is a marina, the fish are kind of moving back to stage. So where are they gonna stop? You know, this is a, just like you're on your way to a destination and you stop at a gas station, like, man, this is the stop before they're getting to where they want to go. we've had some followers, but they're following behind it. But that was actually really exciting. Oh, look at this little guy.
Oh yeah.
Look, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of guys, look at this.
There he is.
It catches small fish too. I mean, I've caught so many 1.5 pound, 2 pounders on these baits, you know.
Yeah.
It's obviously a giant fish bait, but I mean, literally yesterday, caught a 7. Here's that footage now, by the way.
Keep off in the range. M&M. Sweet like candy canes. Oh, there's a giant. Got him. Freaking giant. Net. Net. Boom! Flex on it, boy! Yes. I seen it up there cruising. I was like, I need to throw to the bank side. Woo! What's up? Probably a 7 pounder. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yesterday I caught one that was 14 inches on a 9-inch Clash 9. I mean, just a bait that's huge. And you'd just be like, you know, I never would think that a small fish would eat that. And they don't have mirrors. When, you know, if I was to pick a fight with Shaquille O'Neal, I have the cognitive process to think like, hey, I'm probably gonna get my tail whooped because I can reason he's 7'6" and I'm 6'3" and he's 380 pounds and I'm 220 pounds. Right? But bass don't know how big they are. That little fish didn't have a mirror. He don't know how big he is. So he sees a big struggling bait fish, and his instinct, how God created him, he's like, I gotta go eat that thing, or at least go check it out. So, you know, you literally just saw an 8-inch largemouth absolutely going berserk chasing this thing for that exact reason. They don't know how big they are. You know, then he gets closer and he goes, oh, maybe I can't handle it. But you think about how many fish, you know, I always see videos and pictures floating around the internet of like a 15-inch bass and a 15-inch bass's mouth, and it's because they don't know how big they are. Homie was just trying to eat and then realized that he couldn't get his cousin in his mouth. Starts choking on him, floating at the top, and then some redneck comes and saves the day. And says, can you believe that? And I'm like, yeah, I can. Man, this is good. I love this watercolor. All we need's one, you know. It's a great bait for, you need a kicker fish in a tournament and you got 3 hours to try and get her done, man. If you guys watched Polinick's channel from Champlain, he ended up winning the Derby, you know, or the tournament up there, and he was like, man, I got a big bag of smallmouth. I need to go up shallow and catch a giant largemouth. And he ended up catching some big largemouth, some 4-pounders, but he had smallmouth that cold all of them. So they work in the Northeast, man. They work in the South. They work where there's trout. They work where there's big gizzard shad. It'll happen today. I got too much confidence, and honestly, I'm too damn stubborn. Too damn stubborn to not make it work. It'll work. We got a lot of productive water to hit.
Well, we're finding fish more on beds right now than anything, and you want to catch it on the glide.
Oh, you see him hit it?
You had it.
He's hitting it every time. This is a Depth 250. This is in brown trout color. This one I custom painted. I'm going to catch this fish. He's literally hitting it every time.
Come on, bro. Get on it.
It's a big bait and a little mouth.
It is a very little mouth.
There's spots.
It's a little mouth. But it's something to do.
Oh my gosh. It's every cast he's hitting it. And they're just like, I think there's actually 2 of them. It'd be cool to catch 2 on one cast.
That would be.
Oh my gosh. Look at him, look at him. This fish come on the boat. Eventually. They're just obviously very territorial, and that's one thing about, you can find so many fish with this glide bait. because they're so territorial. Once again, it moves so much water and it's very invasive. He's eventually gonna hook himself.
I saw that.
He's chasing it every time. Actually, I'll tell you what he might eat is that smaller one. Oh my gosh. He is like...
He's about the size of that swim bait.
Oh my god. He's hitting it every time. They're just warning shots. One of these he's gonna get hooked though. At least I keep telling myself that. He probably sees the dang hook.
That's crazy.
Let's try the smaller one. Let's see because it's smaller if he kills it. See, it's so funny. Then you throw this one in there and he's like, I'm not necessarily worried about that. You're kind of small. Oh, I say that. He smoked it. They're just warning shots. It's almost like sometimes I wonder if they can almost see the freaking hooks. They're just like that dialed in. They're like, got him.
Finally.
The crummy thing is, if it was a tournament, because we're sight fishing,
Outside the mouth.
well, it's fun, man. I love it. And yeah, small fish, but there's something about throwing a glide bait and catching these fish. It's fun. And golly, we've seen a ton of them back up in here.
We sure did.
So Travis just got it hung on a 17th tree.
17?
I'm kidding, that's an exaggeration.
More like 12.
But I said it's probably a good time to retie. I don't know how many of you guys know how to tie a double San Diego jam, but it's the strongest knot. It's that weird knot with 3 tag ends. But how you tie this thing, you double up on your line, you go through the loop like so, you then pinch it like that, and then you go around both lines 6 times. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so you created a loop down there where the O-ring is. So I'll take this line, go through that loop, and then where you pinched, it's kind of hard to see, but where you pinched, there you go, there's the loop. So you put the line back through that loop, and then you lick it, and pull all them boogers together. Just like that. Pull that loop, pull those lines, and then cut the 3 tag ends. You can use scissors, or like Travis and I do, teeth. Just like that. 3 tag ends. Everything's doubled on itself, so it's a super strong knot. It's kind of a big knot, but I tie it on everything, as long as I can get away with it.
Seems like an awful lot of work.
It's a knot that don't break.
Google that now if you want to learn how to tie it again. What's it called?
Double San Diego Jam. They can
Double
also go to
San Diego
our
Jam.
channel, Dreamcatchers
Or
Fishing.
Dreamcatchers Fishing.
I've got a
Okay.
video of it.
So midday update. It's tough. I mean, they're not really responding well to these giant swim baits.
A lot of followers,
Yeah, some followers.
but they're all in bed. So the ones that are following it, so they're kind of chasing it off to
True.
get it away.
We'll keep casting.
No. Oh my gosh. How the hell am I supposed to get back?
You're gonna have to get creative on that one. Someone done messed up.
Sometimes being too good of a caster
problem.
You're just way too good of a caster. So you skipped it way up under.
Like way up under. $300 bait. Hung up.
Got her. What do you need me to do?
I'm gonna grab the rod around this.
They're pulling these trees out. You did her. Nice. You got to do what you got to do with that kind of money at the end of that
No doubt.
line.
That's brutal.
Saw a lot of fish follow. In this case, here's another one following my bait. We just couldn't get them to commit today.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was a body action, right?
And we finally came across the giant that we saw bedded down. Now this is going to turn out to be a disaster, a mess, just a challenge in itself. Craziness happens here. But look at how many times Austin's taken that swim bait and repeated cast to that bed. Like, this is something new to me. I would have simply took a Ned rig out and tossed it on there and shaked it around. But look at how consistent he is. And I edited this out, and there was probably 30 to 40 pitches to this bed. And sometimes it didn't end up well. You'll see what I'm talking about.
I feel like I can control that 250 so much more. This one kind of skips. Oh my God. Did you see her flash? She went up on her side like she was going to eat it. Oh, she freaking did it.
I'm just... Yeah, you're going to get this one.
I actually think I'm going to.
You are going to get this one.
Dude, she's like, she don't really want to move all that much. Here she comes. She's freaking, dude, she hates this thing, and he's trying to prevent her from eating it. If I can bump her once, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the cast. Oh, dude, that's a big ass fish. What am I stuck on?
So this is that Depths 250, the old school one. And we decided to actually break it off instead of disturbing the piece.
We'll go get it. Yeah, that's actually the best decision, actually.
Now, 60 times out of, one time out of 60, he gets it caught. And unfortunately, he gets this one caught right afterwards. It's now he's starting to get a little upset here, a little frustrated. Remember, we already busted off a $350 swim bait.
I broke that one off. $70.
He really wants to catch this fish on the swim bait. But dang it, look at this. We're hung. We're hung.
How about I try to get with a drop shot?
Well, let's go then.
Okay, why are you getting all aggressive?
Because I'm pissed.
So you got to understand, we have 2 depths, 250 old OGs in the water, and he just basically, when he was trying to get that snag off the other one, it broke off and flew back behind the boat and landed in 20 feet of water. So we're not getting that one back. So at this point, we have to go retrieve our baits.
No, of course I see.
He gets one back. The one that's on the rod, he's going to have some problems with. People up on the shore are watching us. They're like, what is going on over here in this boat? You know, very suspicious activity. So we got to go get our baits back, and we're going to leave the area and give it a rest and come back. That's the game plan right now.
On, get off. Get them. Yeah, but I don't want to blow up this spot, dude. This is the first freaking catchable. I'm like, hey, this is a super dialed in catchable fish. And
He jumps in. What? Oh no, we're just trying to get a bait back.
trying to drown myself. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Are you all right?
I'm good, thank you. I'm better now.
So I think we might need to discuss what just happened there. You went cray cray.
No, I didn't go cray cray. I am cray cray.
You are cray cray. We have a giant on the bed.
Catchable giant on a bed. We've had giants on a bed all day.
So at this point, we're going to just keep fishing, going down the bank, chucking, I guess I picked up a little finesse bait. But we're going to work down, and then about 45 minutes, an hour later, we thought, the timing's right, let's head back over and try to catch that big fish. Let's hope we don't have to lose a bunch of baits again.
We're back for another round. We let her rest. Since we disturbed the water a little bit slightly, somebody slightly disturbed it.
She wants it so bad, and the bug literally just keeps hitting her face. Like, she's like, stick to the course, babe. You don't need that. You gave that up years ago. Oh gosh, dude. She freaking ate it. Watch out.
Did she?
Oh, dude, you're bleeding everywhere.
Let's go. Get in there. It's still in me?
Yeah.
It's on my...
Hold on. Oh.
There. Got her. Got her.
I'm gonna boat flipper, dude.
Okay.
Flipper. Get in the
Yes!
boat, boy! How about that for some revenge, bro? Dang 8-pounder. Golly. In the mouth too, bro.
Dude.
That was trauma.
Yes.
First we pull in, I see the fish under the tree. This is about an hour ago. I cast in there. She follows it out. God. I told Travis, I'm like, dude, I think that was a catchable bass. And he was like, oh man, we pull back in, I hang up twice. And I'm like, son of a gun, literally $700 of swim baits hung up in that freaking tree. You guys want to see a pig?
They don't know how to fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably work for PETA. And then, golly, we pull back over here. That buck the whole time was trying to get her to not eat it, but she ended up eating it. That's a toad.
Yes, that is.
Whew. Been working all day for that one.
Yes. Nice.
That's the power of glide baiting. You know, it's only been one bite the last 2 days, but when they're big, they're big. And man, look at that big healthy mountain bass. Oh, dude. I love when they eat the big bait. No! See you, girl. Oh, awesome. Give me some nucks.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, back at the ramp, Brohim. Awesome day, dude. We did a lot of like casting, chucking big baits today.
Yeah.
So a lot of fish were moved up, you know. It was the wrong conditions. You really want to have sun, correct? We had overcast, some rain today. It poured on us for a little bit.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of different issues to deal with, but we kept chucking it and we saw fish. We could have went down the bank with plastics and wrecked them.
Literally 40 fish on a wacky rig if we wanted to.
Yes.
But we held out and
We
grinded
did.
all day for one bite. And how about that?
Dude, but how about that meltdown you had?
So here's the deal, is I always tell people on guide trips with me, you can pretty much expect an Iconelli moment. It's gonna either be really good or that.
Yeah.
But redemption.
Yeah. Dude, it was all good.
It came full circle.
It was fun. It was fun. All right, there you go. If you guys like the video, please like and share. Check out Dreamcatcher's Guide Service. All the information's in the description below. And as always, until next time, we'll see you guys on the water.
Peace.